We are tearing down the Ancient Gardens tank, guys. This is the second day. I've been doing a bunch of work down here, and we're finally getting to pulling everything out of this aquarium. So the fish are out of here. All the plants, what we could salvage is out of here, but we are preparing to set up a brand new ecosystem here. And the exact same thing that's happening over there with Ancient Gardens is also going to happen to our 3 tanks here. You can never see this one in the middle because of the lighting, but we're starting fresh. We're getting 3 new tanks here, 3 new aquascapes. We're going to get a bunch of new fish for the main Ancient Gardens tank, but then also probably shift some things around in here. So we have a lot of work to do. Look at all of the trees that we pulled out of the Ancient Gardens tank, guys. I know that this was a fan favorite tank for sure. It was obviously one of my favorite tanks, probably the best tank that I've ever set up, but we just needed to start new. So we're pulling things out, we're getting things ready, and part of what we're going to do today is take a look at some of the plants for all the upcoming projects. I think the only tank that's not going to get redone is the guppy wine glass though, guys. So if you like this thing, don't worry, it's not going anywhere. Say hi to the guppies. They're chilling. All their babies are not so much babies anymore, but there are a couple small ones still in there. I came through the other day and I finally tore down the pufferfish tree tank, and it's going to probably serve as a holding tank for the overflow of plants that we're about to unbox here. Remember the Current Serene kit that comes with the stand and everything that we unboxed and talked about? Well, that is going to house the bulk of the plants here, and so I'm lucky that this never got developed into anything, although I would have loved to have it be a fish tank a long time ago. But it is going to come in handy here. So plants will go in here, we'll start to build some other stuff, and then we will eventually turn this into a proper aquarium. So before we open up all the plants and look through some other stuff that we have over there, we need to put some water in this thing. So the only thing I did off camera, guys, was get the filter going. This setup, as you may remember from the video, comes with everything. The filter, everything's all assembled. The light. You can get a version of this tank that is just the 4-foot rimless aquarium with the stand unassembled, and if you use my code AQUAPROS, it gives you 15% off. It makes the whole thing under $1,000, which is a really good deal for a 4-foot rimless tank. So check the link in the description. Let's check out the plants. Here's my foot for a comparison on this plant box, guys. Let's check out the stuff we have on top though. So this is a tree that Boost Plant sent me a long time ago, and we got a new package. Let's check out what's inside this first. The first box, guys, is obviously a bonsai tree. If you can't tell, let's go ahead and get our Rambo knife in here and see what we got. I got this from them a long time ago, but if my memory serves me, yes, it is one of these little bonsai trees, kind of a smaller one, and it's different than the other ones that I typically have that have the branch work up here. So this has these little discs, and these are intended to sit your plants on, just the same way you would put the Monte Carlo in the stems of the bonsai tree, like the standard one, right? So I don't think there's any big difference in which type of tree you want, but I just wanted to try out one of these kind of different ones and see how I like this style. So good to have this thing. I have a tank in mind for that little tree. Don't use a knife like this, okay? This thing's kind of dull, believe it or not. And as I say that, I'll probably cut my hand off here. Let's get another. Never cut towards yourself either. I'm a trained box cutting professional, guys. Alright, let's get into this, guys. So first up, we got some stickers. Some pretty cool designs there. I'm always looking for stickers. I don't think there's enough cool aquarium stuff like that, art, if you will. So we like having that. We got some mini Pelia. This stuff is one of my favorite little things to glue onto trees, rocks, wood, whatever. So we have a few of these things. They're on a stainless steel mesh. That's how this stuff comes. And I think we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. That stuff will go a long ways. That's good. We have some type of boost here. What does it say on the back? I can't remember. This is a mini clump of Velvet 3 color. It might be kind of hard to see. We'll take this stuff out and take a look at it here in a second. And then we have 3 pots of Catherine Red, Catherine, however you say that. And that's really all for plants, guys. Looks like we have a little button in here. That's pretty cool. And then we got some merch. So I decided I needed a new hat. This is one of their dad hats. We'll put that on here in a sec. And then we have this really cool t-shirt, which is kind of, I think, the same design as this sticker. So there's the front. You got the Boost plant on the front, and then this is on the back. That same design as the sticker. This is really cool. I think we need more fish stuff like this, right? T-shirts with pretty realistic looking aquascapes almost on them. That's pretty sweet. Here's that velvet 3-color mini clump, guys. And there's a lot of leaves on that. So this is the type of thing where you could break this apart and you could set it on those little discs of that small bonsai tree that we got, right? So we'll probably end up, I think that's what we're gonna use this stuff for, but just wanted to show you guys a close-up view. Here's that mini Catherine, a little close-up. Pretty close to the tricolor velvet or whatever that other stuff was called. Boost names I'll always be at a loss for them. There's too many names, I can't keep them all straight, but this stuff's looking pretty good. So 3 of these. And last but not least, the mini Pelia, guys. This stuff is awesome. This is one of my favorite things for creating detail on scapes. You just pluck off a little bit of it, super glue it in place, and then, I mean, it's the perfect highlight little accent plant for you. I like it because it's easier than moss, and it doesn't really seem to get all that much algae in it when algae does pop up. So, love this stuff. Can't recommend it more. Just in case you guys don't know, we do have codes for Boost plants, so if you're looking to make a purchase soon, you can use any one of my codes. I'll put them down in the description. Help save you a couple bucks. All right then, guys, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video. The big, gigantic wholesale box of plants that we got here. There is a ton of stuff. I think it's close to $1,000, and that's wholesale price, so there's a ton of stuff in here. First up, let's grab a bag here. We have Rotala. Just straight up Rotala. I'm not sure if that's the green or the red, but we got, what, 40 stems of this stuff. Grown immersed, right? This comes straight from the farm. So it's going to transform and turn into whatever it is. Sometimes they mislabel stuff. Sometimes you get something like this. You don't know exactly what variety it is. You can't remember. You just have to wait until it grows. Next bag, we have Cryptocorini Wenti Green. Okay, so this is going to be an integral plant, the foreground plant, one of them in the new Ancient Gardens tank. Moving over here, we have a ton of Java Fern. So this looks like the medium single plants that we got. So they're individualized. They're just little rhizome bulbs, if you will, down here. And those are going to be good for placing pretty much wherever we want. But we also did get some mats. So that's this big one over here. I think these should be the large mats. Yep, so the full mat, it's on a coconut fiber mat, so you can just set it in the bottom of your aquarium if you don't want to worry about, you know, plugging it in between rocks and stuff. You can still do that with this stuff, but we have some larger plants for that. You're going to see a kind of a theme in here as far as that goes. Let's just pull out all the Java Fern here. So here are these the super big ones, or was this a different variety? Okay, so these are the large. I don't know what I'm reading. I'm looking at the camera screen. I'm looking at the thing. These are the large. These were the mediums. Did I just totally flub that up? Yeah, that says medium. I don't know why I said large. You're probably screaming or typing a comment as we speak. These right here, we have the narrow leaf Java Fern. Sorry for my camera not focusing on that. Yeah, this is just a narrower leaf, basically the same thing. They're also kind of a lot longer too. So if you can see the theme, lots of ferns in this haul. So here we have 20 little banana plants. Small, these things are pretty cool. I just kind of got these on a whim. I thought it'd be fun to do some nano tanks and just kind of play around and have a couple of these in here and see how long the leaves will grow. And then, ooh yeah, here we go, the gold. The Anubias Nana Petite, 50 of them. 50 little individual Anubias Nana Petites. Love to see it. And we got some more crypts. So these are Cryptocrine Wenti Reds, and we got some small. So we're mixing kind of colors here. Hopefully we can create something cool in the foreground of our big tank. That's where those will live. Let's see, we got some bulbs here. Are these Dwarf Lilies or are these Tiger Lotus? They are Tiger Lotus. So we got 6 of these. I haven't spent a lot of time with lily pads or any kind of lilies before, so I wanted to get some more of those. Here we have some high grow. This is Arguia, not pronouncing that right, but kind of a more of a narrow leaf, high grow, taller stuff. I remember specifically I had a 20-gallon tank several years ago that had, I think, a bunch of this stuff in there, so I wanted to give it a shot again. It's been a while. Let's move on. We got some Liguigia Cuba. That is more of the bunched plants. So 20 of these. Just wanted to get some varieties as far as stem plants go. The goal is to, hopefully, I don't know if it's going to be this tank, but I want to do one big Dutch style tank with a lot of stems. So hopefully we can accomplish that. Got some ice packs in here that are no longer ice. A couple more of those. This is a good time of year to be ordering plants, guys, from pretty much anywhere in the US because it's in that transition of not super hot summer, not super cold yet, so good time to buy plants. We have some bamboo. I have a cool idea for a smaller tank that utilizes some of this. This is the stuff you can get anywhere, but whenever you got a chance to buy it in bulk, it's going to be a lot cheaper. So this is going to be a fun tank, guys. Looking forward to that. Let's go over here. We got some more bulbs. These are just straight up bulbs with no plant on them. And those are Dwarf Aquarium Lilies. Sorry for the focusing. There we go. So 12 of those. That'll be cool to see how many of them decide to sprout out and how many don't. Ah, yes, the moss balls. I think these are okay, these are medium. They look kind of small, but they are the 1.25 to 2 inch Marimo moss balls. I did get some big ones. I hope they're in here just underneath stuff, but you always need moss balls, guys. Moss balls are the best. Let's see here. We got some boosts. This is Boost B, whatever that means. I think it's just kind of a mix of some boosts, so we'll add that to the boost collection. I'll show you the tub of boosts that we were able to salvage from the Ancient Gardens tank, and we have quite a bit of it, and I'm really happy about that. So here we have some high-grow willow. More of those bunched stem plants, guys. 40 of these, so that'll help to create a very jungly look. It's a kind of a decent-sized leaf stem plant that's really going to fill out space for us. And then we have some more Java ferns, so I believe these are more large Java ferns, 20 of these. And those are pretty long. I kind of had, it's tough, you don't remember what the sizes of things are necessarily, and depending on the time of the year, the large can be bigger than it was in previous months. It just kind of depends. So this stuff is pretty big, but I think this will be fine. You'll see once we get to the scape, guys. But we're getting down here, and we have some Liguigia, some dark red, 40 of those. All of this stuff looks really good. I don't see a lot of rot or anything. Sometimes when the weather's bad, when it's really hot, and it takes a couple days to get this stuff, you can end up with a lot of rot and your stem plants don't end up making it, but those look really good. And then, okay, oh, we got some stuff down there, don't worry. We're not done yet. We have some Hydro Pinnatifida, so this is all obviously immersed grown stuff, and we're going to have to go through a heavy transition with this, but I'm excited to work with some more Pinnatifida. Great plant, really beautiful, turns red under high light, and kind of a tough plant sometimes. There we go. We get rid of that newspaper and we find a bunch of pots of stuff. So let's see what we have in here, guys. I think we're going to end up seeing a lot of Monte Carlo. This is not Monte Carlo, this is S. repens. So we have, I don't even know how many of this we ended up getting. We'll have to count later or just look at our invoice. Here's the Monte Carlo down here. I originally wanted to get a lot of this stuff. Obviously Monte Carlo, you can't go wrong with it. You can't have too much of it. It's an amazing plant. So I think, I don't know how many we ended up with that, maybe like 12 or something. But I think that might be it. This is just going to be a collection of Monte Carlo and S. repens. Glad to have a bunch of S. repens though, because it's an awesome foreground plant. And yeah, that might be it, guys. I think the only thing we really missed out on, apparently they didn't have, was the big moss balls that I wanted. And we'll have to get these out and into the little greenhouse tub trays that we have and get them on the shelf here. It's a great way to keep these potted plants alive for a long time. So that's the big plant haul, guys. We're going to get those here in the tank in a second. We'll kind of show off that and how we're doing that. But I wanted to just show off all the boosts that we were able to save from Ancient Gardens. There's a little bit of Anubias in there too. This is, of course, the new stuff that we got from Boost Plant. So we have a good foundation of boosts. It's an expensive plant, you know this. So you want to always save it and cultivate it if you can. I did want to touch base, though, with you on the trees that were in Ancient Gardens for like a year, right? I think a lot of you might be curious as to how they hold up, because they are a natural wood product, right? And I will say the base of them and the main body of them is still really solid, but the tops here are pretty fragile, so they break off a lot easier than when they're brand new, obviously. So, but a year, I mean, that's a pretty long time, right? So I'm happy with this. We can obviously reuse these. We are going to reuse a lot of them. They are important pieces. They add a lot to any aquascape, and they're expensive, right? So we're obviously not going to get rid of them. We're going to reuse them. And we have a big one over here. If you promise not to judge me for how messy stuff is around here, this is the big one that was in the puffer tank, and it's it wasn't submerged for as long, so it's a little bit better. But yeah, just a heads up, they're fragile. Probably the biggest mistake I've made in a while, guys, is not getting leaded plants, okay, that would just sink, right? So for some reason, I didn't think about it. We got the loose stuff, and obviously it floats. Some plants are more buoyant than others, but in a tank where we don't have a very deep substrate, kind of an issue. Stuff like this Rotala just required way too much substrate. I don't have enough in this tank. That's an example of a super buoyant plant, especially when you bunch a ton of them together. So we don't want to leave them floating. We're going to have to work pretty quick here to get these plants out of this tank and into new ones. But I think it's going to be all good, guys. We got most of the Java Fern out of this one and back into the other empty tank that we have. There's just not enough room in here, and we still have a few other things left over. Luckily, things like the crypts, you want to get these in water as soon as possible, but the stuff like the Anubias, where did that stuff go? Right here. This stuff can be in a bag for a while, and same with the little amount of boost that we have. So more Java Fern right there, and of course the bamboo, whatever, that could probably be in the bag for a while. So we're gonna finish up here. I'm gonna let you guys go. Thanks for taking the time and hanging out with me today. I hope you're excited for the new projects that are coming up, all the new tanks that we're gonna rescape, and of course we still have all the other plants that we already have to work with. So we got a lot of stuff coming up, new tanks coming very soon. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell so you know when I upload that next video. I won't keep you guys waiting. The last few weeks, lots been going on to wrap up an already crazy year. We're getting closer here to the end of the year, and I hope that we can end it off with a bang with some cool new projects and some new fish, because it's been a long time. I know you guys are wanting to see that, and I want to get it back into my life. So, like I said, if you're new, consider following, checking out the journey of the fish room. Hopefully we'll clean up the rest of this thing so we can show it off a little bit better. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.